Hey, what's up guys? My name is Donovan and today I would like to show you how to wax a snowboard. Believe it or not, a lot of people really don't wax their boards and it shows on the hill. They get out there and they always say, hey man, how come you're going way faster than I am? Well, I'll tell you why. Because you have no wax. I'm going to show you how. You ready? Let's get it.
Ready to go have some fun, chill.
Hey guys, I just wanted to start off by saying thank you. Appreciate you coming to my channel and hopefully I can teach you something new today and give you something you can take home and show all your friends. No, just kidding. You can show your friends this. They don't listen anyways. Cool. So first thing you're going to do is you're probably going to need a couple things to get started with. You're going to need a screwdriver, wax scraper or two, metal, plastic. It's really up to you. I prefer plastic so I don't gouge into the base of my board. You're going to need a wax. Depending on the temperature, the snow conditions, you might want a hot, cold, or all temp wax, kind of like this one. I'm just using an all temp today. It's just a leftover of some old stuff I had. And you're going to need something to clean your base of your board with to get all that old, nasty, grimy dirt stuff out of there and all that. And something to melt your wax with. Iron or snowboard iron thing. Yeah, that thing. The snowboard wax iron. I don't even know what they call them. I don't even use them. I use just the good old-fashioned iron. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it really doesn't make a difference. Nobody really cares. It works. Cool. But first thing is, you're going to want to start off by just removing the bindings from your board. After you remove your bindings from your board, you're just going to want to flip it over real quick, get on the back side of it, and check and see how it is. Sometimes there's tons of old wax or gunk still built up in there. You can usually take your nail or something like that and scrape it and you'll feel it come off. This one's a nice clean, like brand new base almost. Scooped it up not too long ago off this guy, and pretty cool, but a nice clean base on it, and try and get it clean as you can. Use a plastic scraper. I really do prefer using a plastic scraper versus a metal one because I would really be mad at myself if I had a metal scraper on a new board and just sit there and get a nice gouge. I'd just be mad. I just couldn't do it. No, there's just no way I could possibly do it. So I stick to plastic. If you don't have an actual plastic scraper on handy, go out to your garage and go pick up a piece of Lexan. Like everyone has this Lexan or acrylic sheet or whatever. I've used this plenty of times, and it's pretty much the same thing. It's got a nice sharp edge on it. Make sure you use the factory edge and not like some jigga cut side that your buddy did. But whatever. Flip it over, get it cleaned. I don't have an actual base cleaner, but I don't know anybody who's ever used an actual base cleaner, so give it a couple squirts in there. After you scraped it, of course, you want to scrape it and remove any of the old wax that's already on there. But after you removed all the old wax, then you can come up in here and get a nice clean base going on here. See, yep, this one is pretty clean. It's brand new. It doesn't look like it was really ridden a whole lot. And if it was in nice conditions. I don't know, maybe he took care of it. I'm gonna thrash it. But give it a nice clean. After you clean it off, just let it sit for a second. Just let it kind of dry out. It'll kind of have all that greasy film on there. Just let it air out for a sec so that way your pores can get back and absorb all the wax that needs to be in there. So, cool. After you do that, just let it sit for a second and we'll get to the next step. I'm going to put in a note saying that now would be a really good time to tune your board or to sharpen your edges if you wanted to. Go get your sharpening stone, get your angles all set and everything, get it all cleaned up if you've got a board that's been ridden for a little bit or you're a little park rat and you want to detune your edges a little bit, go file them down, whatever you need to do. I just say do it now before you get the wax done so that way you're not affecting the base of it after you've already applied the wax. I think it's just a smart idea. But after you've done that, yeah, just go tune your edges, detune your edges, whatever you'd like to do, and then we can get on to the waxing part. Alright, after you get your base all cleaned up, go turn on your iron or whatever you're using, snowboarding iron, just a regular iron. It doesn't really matter as long as you're melting the wax. Make sure when you turn it on it's just enough to melt wax and not actually burn it. If you see any smoke coming off your iron, it's too hot, just turn it down until you find that right medium. Otherwise it's just gross and it doesn't work right. Just find that nice happy medium. Woo-wee! Nice and hot. Find that happy medium and go from there. Pick your wax. You're going to have multiple different waxes to choose from. You got warm, cold, and all-temp wax. Today I will just be going with an all-temp wax. I do not have a wax video, but maybe sometime in the future I will make one as to what wax to use on what conditions and depending on where you're at, whatever. If you've got icy conditions or if you're just a little powder hound out in the mountains. Alright, after you got your wax picked out, what you're going to do is you're going to grab your iron. super easy to do. You're just gonna take it and you're going to drip it across your board. I do kind of like a zigzag line up and down, and then I will take it and run a drip alongside my edges just to make sure my edges have a nice thick coat of wax on it. But you just take it and here we go. Just drop that puppy on there. Another method that some people do is they take their wax and they just kind of heat it up a little bit, and they'll rub it on, and then they'll take their iron and they'll spread it out. They're really good at it. They're able to get the consistency down of what it needs to be, but then you would just take it and smooth it all down like that. If you're on the go, that would be just much easier. If you're in a hotel, or you're in an apartment, or you're at a buddy's house and there's not a whole lot of room, it's just a really quick, easy way to get it done without having to drip everything and making a really big mess. You can just heat it up and kind of rub it on there. And it also saves you scraping off a whole bunch of wax too. But right now I'm just going to drip it all on there. Stop what you're doing right now and go down here and hit that little sub button. That would be great. I would appreciate it. I'm just kidding. You really don't have to do that. If you want to sub, that's cool. If not, that's cool. I mean, really, I'm figuring it out myself. After I've done my zigzag pattern back and forth, I'll take my iron again and I'll run it a strip right down my edges. This is the part that gets the most wear out of your board. You're putting all your weight on it. It's just stripping it down. If you're in icy conditions, it's gone in a heartbeat. If you're in powder, then you just, whatever, you're floating. Get out of here. I'm from the Midwest, so I don't get that luxury anymore. But after I do that, I'll just take a nice thick bead and put it on right there on the edge, so that way it just soaks in really good.
Little snag in there. Story of my life. Nice solid drip. Here we go.
Whatever's left on there. Try and get the rest of what's on the iron. After you've done your drip on there, you're going to take your iron and you're just going to slowly work it all in. Try and get a nice smooth coat on your board. Don't let your iron sit too long in one spot. You don't want your board to heat up too much. Just kind of move it around and slowly spread the wax out. Little pro tip that helps a little bit is right after you've applied the wax, by melting it on there, you can do half the board and then smooth out one half and then move to the other half, so that way the wax doesn't harden up. It's not really hard over here and I have to reheat it all up again to get it spread out. So if you kind of catch it when it's still warm, it just makes it a little bit easier. Just those small things. The tips are a little bit more sensitive than the middle of the board. This is obviously thicker than the tip and tail, so you want to try and spend a little bit less time here, or let it sit here. I think a really good thing to say is just put your hand underneath the board, not when you do it, but just check it frequently. And if it starts to get a little too warm, just move down to the other side and come back to it in a couple minutes. Just let it cool off. You don't want it stripping apart on you. Where are you guys from? Drop a comment down below and tell me where you're from. Are you from Midwest? You from East Coast? Are you from the West Coast? Like, what's up? Where you guys reading at? You'll be able to see it's got the lines in there. Just keep your iron, run the iron back and forth from the tip to the tail to the board. Don't do the back and forth like this. It's just this. No, just keep it long ways, just like this. Let it sit for about half an hour. Let it cool off, and when you come back, you can start scraping, removing all the wax, and get it looking nice and pretty. And you're about halfway there, almost there, guys. So heck yeah! All right, now that your board's cooled off, you can start scraping it. You're gonna take your scraper. It's a simple plastic scraper. Just start at the tip of your board and move your way to the tail of your board. You want to keep it in that one long, continuous motion. You don't have to scrape it from just here and keep it in one scrape all the way to the bottom. You can I kind of just scrape it, get to about halfway, and then once I get to halfway, I'll just finish out scraping it from there. But usually start from here. You want to keep your scraper at about 45-degree angle right here, and you want to pull towards you. I know a lot of people say that they scrape like this and they push it and they do that. Honestly, I mean, I do it too. It's quick, it's a little bit easier, but the reason they say that they don't do that is because when you push like this, it rips out the wax out of the board versus pulling off the excess of it through here. So when I get real thick spots where the wax was a little thick, I'll kind of scrub at it for a second, kind of just get it till it's right, and then continue to drag it out. And I move over to the second half right here and kind of just pick up where I left off. Got to make sure you watch right here that you don't get those like lines, because sometimes if I don't pay real close attention, I'll see since I only do half here, half there, I got little wax lines in there, so you got to make sure you scrape it out real good, and then after you get done with the scraping, you can kind of brush it out too. Now that I got my board all scratched up, what I've just always used is just use a little Scotch-Brite pad, nothing that's steel wool or anything really abrasive, just enough to remove the wax that's on here. Just a little bit of stuff, it just really smooths it out, but gives it a nice solid finish. But take this and you pick up the board, pretty much just rub it the whole way down and get it nice and smooth, and this will give that final finish, and you'll really get to feel what it's like when the board is super smooth and you know the wax is going to work like it's supposed to. Wax works like it melts the ice. Ooh, I knew that was going to happen too. Anyways, the wax, it melts the ice. It turns it into a real thin sheet of water, and the faster you can melt that snow and turn it into water, the faster you're able to go, right? So you need a real nice smooth surface with a nice good wax on it, and man, it really makes you go, and I feel like it really just makes the difference of boarding. I don't know how people don't go out and wax their boards. I wax mine probably every 3, 4, 5 rides. You know, really conditions depend on how much, you know, it tears up your board or whatever. When you got real harsh conditions, you might want to wax it every, 2, 3 times. But I just love waxing my board, man. Why not? You get to go faster. It feels good. It's smooth. I'm not paying someone to do it. After that, that's pretty much it. You've got it all smooth off now. You can take it and kind of lay it against the light and see if you can find any blemishes in there. You'll see some raised spots, or you'll see an extra chunk of wax or something somewhere, but put it across the light and yeah, it feels pretty good. We got it. Boys and girls, that is how you wax your board. Get out there, rip it, you got it all nice and smooth out for you. Put your bindings back on, adjust your settings. You got your angles for your feet, whatever you'd like. I can do a different video for that some other time, but other than that, just wanted to show you guys how to wax a snowboard, and it makes a really big difference, I feel, when you're riding versus not having anything on there and it just drags and pulls, and you hit a box or you hit a rail and it just snags on you. I love coming through and hitting something and you're just able to glide right across there. The snow just melts extremely well. Like, it's just, I don't know why people don't wax their boards. It's ridiculous. So, thank you guys for watching the video and learning how to wax your board. I really appreciate it. Yeah, hopefully I can make some more videos for you guys and give you some more snowboarding information. I'm not the most experienced out of all the people, but I don't see a whole lot of stuff out there that's not really, it's all stale, man. I'm tired of seeing the stale stuff. Snowboarding is way too sweet to have stale, generic content. Wax your board, go faster than your friends, hit some rails, hit some boxes, or just cruise. I don't care. Whatever it is, you're going to love having a wax board. So thank you. I appreciate you guys. Come back for the next video. And until next time, I don't know. What is it? Till next time. One love. Peace.